crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of no coffee, no water, no nothing. I'm on the road. We are actually celebrating Paige's 24th birthday with her down in San Diego. And oh, by the way, I just posted the word Wednesday with Paige and myself talking about silver. You got to check it out at the Road to Ruta YouTube channel. We're in my backyard talking about silver. No, I did not cheat on the cleanse. This was taped last week before the cleanse started. I saw a couple of comments. Bix, you're cheating on the cleanse. Coors Light is close to water, though. I must add that fact. But no, Coors Light is not an approved drinkable substance on the cleanse. But last week it was. Anyway, check it out. It's a great one. We talk about silver manipulation. Yeah. Paige is awesome. And by the way, comment for her birthday below the video. And also, go to Instagram and join her webpage on.the.road-to-ruta. On.the.road-to-ruta. Follow her. Let's get her up to 1,000 followers today. So go over there and do that today. She's at 860 followers. Let's get her to 1,000 followers. And by the way, you can see some great material, including this video and a ton of other great stuff. She has great posts. Go check it out. All right, let's talk about silver again. I know you're getting bored with silver, but no, you're not getting bored with silver. They're trying to slam down silver, and they just can't do it. They just can't do it. Of course, the big news yesterday was this. Scotia Bank compliance failed to stop gold spoofing, U.S. says. That is such a misleading title. Scotia Bank compliance failed to stop gold spoofing. No, they were rigging the market on purpose. It has nothing to do with compliance. It is so ridiculous. And the CFTC actually took victory laps for this. Anyway, this is from Bloomberg. Officers didn't act on information about unusual trading. What happened to the traders? Were the traders arrested? They knew exactly what they're doing, and they lied about it, by the way. Bank agreed to pay $127.4 million to settle allegations. Of course, they settled, but it never goes to trial. Nobody ever goes to jail. Oh, by the way, Scotiabank can still trade on the COMEX and LBMA. They say they're getting out, but hey, they're caught, they're busted, and then they lie about it again. And so all the CFTC can do is add more penalties. No, they don't have the ability to throw them in jail. The DOJ does, the Department of Justice. They have the ability to make them stop trading on the commodity markets, to ban all Scotiabank trades on the commodity markets, along with JP Morgan, which they should have done decades ago. All right, Bank of Nova Scotia's compliance officers failed. That is not so. Oh my God. It's their trading arm market riggers and the people who manage them that did it on purpose. There was no failure here. It was a purposeful deceit and lying and stealing. Failed to stop its precious metals traders from manipulating markets. I'm a trader. You hold on to me, Mr. Compliance Officer that makes $50,000 a year. I'm making $5 million bonuses every year, but you're in charge of me. If I do something wrong, you're the one who's going to get busted. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The bank agreed to pay $127.4 million to settle allegations. Again, they're not admitting guilt that its traders manipulated precious metal markets, including gold, silver, platinum, and palladium, according to the government. The order from the Commodity Futures and Trading Commission and deferred prosecution agreement from the Justice Department shed light on the lack of action by compliance group. Why are they going after the compliance group? The compliance people make $50,000 a year on average. That's how much a compliance person makes at a bank. Maybe their boss will make $100,000 and $150,000, something like that. But the compliance people that they're blaming, the traders make $1 to $10 million a year off stealing money, and they're blaming compliance people. Now, this is just insane. Between August 13th August 2013 and February 2016, 3 Scotiabank compliance officers possessed information regarding the unlawful trading by one of the traders other than Flom. So there's 2 traders. It's a whole con. But why did it take literally 7 years to figure this out? The CFTC was doing investigations into gold and silver rigging and couldn't come up with anything. 3 in silver. 3 investigations, came up with nothing. And oh, by the way, 2020, all of a sudden, hey, you did something bad way back then. We're not going to blame you, but we're going to blame your compliance people. It's all their fault. Making their 50 grand a year. Hey, if you're a compliance person who worked for Nova Scotia, Bank of Nova Scotia, during that time period, give me a call. I'd like to do an interview with you. You're getting screwed. I know how much you make, and I know how much the traders make. You got screwed, and they're trying to throw you under the bus instead of the bank, the management of the bank, the board of directors of the bank. It's complete bullshit. And then the CFTC runs a victory lap, which is even bigger bullshit. The CFTC runs cover for manipulation. These people are starting to make me really sick. You know the CFTC budget's over $100 million a year? $100 million a year for what? To do nothing. They do nothing. Here's their announcement a major announcement of what happened. Commodities Futures Trading Commission today issued 3 orders filing and settling charges against Bank of Nova Scotia, a provisionally registered swap dealer, resolving 2 separate enforcement actions. The combined orders require BNS to pay $127 million for spoofing and making false statements. No, it's for market rigging. It's not just spoofing. There's 50 other things that you should be throwing him in jail for. As well as for swap dealer compliance and supervision violations and false statements. These record-setting penalties, now this is a quote from the CFTC, the same entity that couldn't figure out they were rigging the market for the past 50 years. Quote, these record-setting penalties reflect not only our commitment to being tough on those who break the rules, but also the tremendous strides the agency has made in data analytics. These people, literally, the budget's $100 million plus. And I think it's like $130 million now. Our ability to go through the electronic order book and look across markets has enabled the CFTC not only to spot misconduct, but also to uncover false and misleading statements. Why didn't you have the ability in 2013? Why didn't you just go, okay, I'm sitting on the desk of a trader. I want to see all your computer programs, every single trade that you did. If you're investigating silver manipulation, why didn't you do that, CFTC? It is not hard. You don't even have to be a computer expert to do that. You just look at a single trade. Here's why did Nova Scotia Bank trade 1 billion ounces of electronic silver on this day? It's for market rigging, you freaking idiot. All right, I'm done. Some of this stuff is just our ability to go through electronic order book and look across markets has enabled the CFTC to not only spot misconduct, but also uncover false and misleading statements, said Chairman Heath Tarbert. Over the last year, we have ushered in a new era of enforcement at the CFTC. Oh my God. Wrongdoers now have increasingly fewer ways to conceal their misconduct and face an even more unified front from civil and criminal authorities. This is just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's like Heath Tarbert is coming out of the phone booth. Clark Kent is turning into Superman. Such bullshit. But hey, if he wants to believe that, great. If it means a new era for silver after this coming delivery month, that's great. Is this happening because all this other stuff is happening? The end of manipulation is happening? I believe so. But do I think the CFTC can understand what manipulation is and try to stop it? I doubt it. Truthfully, I really doubt it. Because they haven't for over 50 years. Why would they start now? We will see. We will see. Definitely, all the big shorts, all the big manipulators are getting out of the market. That leaves things like SLV. You know, SLV is the Silver Etf, the largest Silver Etf. I think it has over 500 million ounces in it now. That's where the rig is going to go. Keep an eye on that. BlackRock is orchestrating that, the biggest corporate hedge fund criminal operation. Half of it is deep state operatives, military. Welcome to the new United States. We don't hide our criminality within banks anymore. We hide it within hedge funds. So, hey, it's something for me to do for the next 20 years, right? Fight the hedge fund manipulation of silver. Anyway, yeah, it's a joke. The whole thing is a joke. But hey, it's coming out, and it's not the first time. It happens all the time. Here's one from October 2019. CFTC charges HSBC with reporting failures and first ever violation of swap dealer risk management regulations. Why don't they just go to who's doing the trade, the actual trader, their boss who authorized the trade, the CEO of the company, of the bank, Jamie Dimon, for example, who authorized all of this, Blythe Masters, who was the biggest market rigger on planet Earth, who is in hiding right now, and of course the board of directors of these banks as well, who have to approve these transactions. It's like, why didn't they throw Jamie Dimon in jail when they found out that Bernie Madoff's only bank was JP Morgan? $50 billion. You cannot get by the CEO and the board of directors on a $50 billion Ponzi scheme at a bank. All those transactions had to be approved by the CEO and the board of directors. Why aren't they in jail today? Good question, Bix. Paige and I talked about something called the Silver Users Association in the Word Wednesday. Go check it out again. I found this article. I was just looking up Silver Users Association to see who's in it today. Again, this is an association of users of a commodity that collude to keep the price down. Is there any other commodity on planet Earth that does that? Hi, I'm with the Oil Users Association. We're here to keep the price down of oil. I mean, they do it anyway, but here, this is a letter from the Silver Users Association to the SEC to try to stop the beginnings of SLV. This is before SLV actually came into being, and it's delightful to read, shall I say, because in this, usually the Silver Users Association will denigrate silver, say, oh, it's not worth anything, it's crap, it's bullshit, it's not worth anything. But they had to advocate for silver in this letter because they didn't want the SLV to start because they thought it would make the price skyrocket. And this is from February 2006. I am writing on behalf of the Silver Users Association and all of its manufacturing members in opposition to the proposed rule change referenced above that would create an exchange-traded fund for silver. The Silver Users Association is a nonprofit. Oh, it's such bullshit. Created in 1947 to represent the interests of companies that make, sell, and distribute products and services in which silver is an essential component. Now, make, sell, and distribute products. All of that needs cheap silver to do that stuff. So I get why they did it. They want to get cheap silver. The association's members employ more than 200,000 workers and process 80% of all silver used in the United States. That's pretty powerful. If the Silver Users Association is a group of people suppressing the price and they process 80% of all the silver, guess why the price hasn't gone up? Members include representatives from photographic, electronic, silverware, mirror, and jewelry industries, producers of semi-fabricated industrial products, and trading and services organizations responding to member needs. That would be JP Morgan, Citibank, HSBC, and Scotiabank. Now check out the silver market background. Bye, guys. Have fun. Say happy birthday to Paige. Happy birthday! They're going for a walk. All right. Silver market background. This is the part I love because it's a silver rigger having to explain how great silver is as an investment because they want to stop the ETF. Between 1966 and 1970, U.S. Treasury sales of silver were a major secondary source of supply. Because silver has been on the U.S. monetary standard along with gold, the U.S. government held the world's largest source of secondary supply in an effort to meet a growing production-consumption deficit. In 1965, it appeared that in less than 2 years, the Treasury would effectively lose control of the price of silver. Well, there you go. Silver rigging right there. What were they doing controlling the price in the first place? Yeah. If silver had been allowed to rise above $1.40 per ounce, the silver content of U.S. coins would have been worth more than their face value. Well, stop producing coins if you don't have the silver, you jackasses. Or stop producing US dollars. That's why, oh my God. Well, we all know that argument. It wasn't because silver was bad. It was because they were printing too many dollars. Under the Coinage Act of 1965, Congress eliminated the use of silver in coins and authorized the mining of cupro nickel substitutes and the sale of silver to the public. The right of holders of U.S. silver certificates to redeem them for silver was suspended in 1968. The following year, a federal ban on the melting of U.S. coins was lifted, freeing anywhere from 400 to 700 million ounces for secondary recovery. In late 1970, the General Services Administration was authorized by Congress to release the National Strategic Stockpile of silver to the Treasury Department, primarily for coinage of new commemorative silver dollars, 40% silver content. The same act provided for the auction of approximately 3 million old uncirculated silver dollars. In 1973, the Cost of Living Council, oh my God, it's like we live in a socialist country, not a capitalist country. In 1973, the Cost of Living Council freed commercial-grade silver from price ceilings, imposed the year before to allow domestic silver to advance to current international price levels. Silver has reacted erratically to world political and economic news in recent years. The New York spot settlement price for silver has ranged between the low of $3.92 in 1975 to a high of $48.70 in 1980. In the early 80s, the U.S. government's strategic stockpile of silver was locked in by law at 139.5 million ounces. Congress has since authorized legislation to dispose of these stockpiles. In late 2000, the U.S. Defense National Stockpile Center delivered its remaining stockpile of nearly 15 million ounces to the U.S. Mint for the coinage programs. Since 2001, the U.S. has had to purchase silver for its coinage programs from the open market. This has boosted silver consumption by 1% annually. Impacts of the silver ETF. Here's where they're basically arguing for the investor to buy as much silver as possible. It is the Silver Users Association's position that such an investment product could make silver illiquid and could thereby have a negative effect on our U.S. manufacturing operations and U.S. manufacturing jobs. Oh, by the way, it would have a very positive effect on mining companies, investors, mining machinery, other third world countries that all they have is mining. The creation of a silver ETF would require the holding of silver in allocated accounts, which would result in the removal of large amounts of silver from the open markets. Probable increases in the price of silver resulting from the forced decrease in supply would result in higher prices for products containing silver. Such price pressures threatens to erode our products' competitiveness, overall price points, and the manufacturing jobs that rely on the stability of silver products. If the silver ETF is approved, it will mean higher product costs and lost jobs in our industry. Well, new industries would form, my friend. While the ETFs have been approved for gold, silver is a different market in that the supply is much more limited. Since it is a relatively small market, it is subject to more speculative behavior and volatility, and market rigging and market suppression that you do at the Silver Users Association. A historical review of silver prices reflects this volatile propensity. In such a small market, a silver ETF could strain market liquidity and introduce a new element of volatility. This could have dire consequences for manufacturers whom silver is a critical component. If you're listening to me and you're a manufacturer that relies on silver as part of your product, you better go out and buy as many silver bars off this criminal comics exchange while you can. They will be gone. They will be gone this year. I don't know if it's September or December. I would say the vast majority is going to be taken up by September, and then it's game on. Not game over. Game over for the manipulators. It's game on for price. We will find out what the true fair market value price is over the next couple of years. It's not going to happen automatically because it would go from $27 to $27,000. Too much chaos. They'll say, oh, those speculators. Let's confiscate everyone's silver. It ain't going to happen. Trust me. All right. Where am I? Here it is. It is unfair to compare the proposed silver ETF and gold ETF. The reason is simple. Gold is liquid commodity where silver is not. If you use the estimates of available silver published in 2005 CPM Group, that's Jeffrey Christian, by the way, you will see that the above ground levels of silver in 2004 were roughly 750 million ounces. This is compared to roughly 3 billion ounces of gold. There's clearly a difference, and a gold ETF may make sense because of the liquidity of the commodity. The same cannot be said for silver. Well, they're just saying right there, there's 750 million ounces of silver and 3 billion ounces of gold. Why is the silver to gold ratio 75? Why did it go up to 100, 125? The Silver Users Association is making the case for an investment in silver. The approval of a silver ETF at this time is risky because of the impact it will have on those who rely on this commodity for products they produce. What about those who rely on this commodity to mine silver, to pull it out of the ground, to make manufacturing equipment for silver? What about all the third world countries who have had their silver stolen at prices anywhere below $1,000 as stealing silver? These companies, Mexico could be the richest country on planet Earth, except their politicians are too corrupt and their bankers are too criminal. Mexico, if you're listening right now, build a wall, because people in the U.S. are going to come running down to Mexico to try to mine that silver. That's your silver. Stop giving it away. 33% of all silver that's ever been exported comes from Mexico. It's so sad. The Mexican people should be the richest people on planet Earth. If you live in Mexico, go to your local bank and say, what the hell? Go to your politicians and say, you people are destroying our country because a bunch of banks tell you have to? That's just bad, bad, bad governing. Revolution in Mexico? I think you better, unless they change their stance. The good thing is they've shut down about 60% of the silver mines because of COVID. Everything's because of COVID these days. All right, they keep going. Fortunately, we do not have to look back very far to see the impact of a significant amount of allocated silver would have on the market. It was in 1998 when Warren Buffett purchased over 100 million ounces of physical silver, and the spot price rallied from $3 in 1 month, and 1 month cost of borrowing silver soared over 30%. Why would you have to borrow silver? Borrowing silver is the leasing of silver is the stupidest thing ever. The only reason to do it is to rig the markets, by the way. Fortunately, we do not have to look back. Oh, wait, and there it is. Commodity markets such as palladium have proven that consumers will search for alternative sources to substitute their need for metal if the market becomes too pricey. Yeah, that's good. That's how free markets work. As it is, silver can be illiquid market because there are a few central banks that own silver. That is bullshit. Well, at least it is now. Now, JP Morgan had over 1 billion ounces. 1 billion ounces of physical, 10 times what Warren Buffett had. And they got, and 10 times what the Hunt brothers had. But it's okay because they're JP Morgan, the world's most criminal bank. It's so bad. Let's see. As it is, silver can be illiquid market because there are a few central banks which own silver. Silver is inexpensive in terms of commodities, and its volatility is typically 2 to 3 times that of gold. These are both reasons investors are drawn to the market. These are both reasons investors are drawn to the market. Absolutely. What's wrong with that? A silver ETF would only exaggerate silver's illiquidity given the sheer volume of physical silver needed to be shipped and stored. While a silver ETF might initially provide price benefits for producers, we believe it would disrupt the market in short term and may harm the market in the long term. Well, it didn't disrupt the market in short term because it helped rig the market. People didn't invest in real silver. They invested in a stupid piece of paper called SLV, an ETF that gives you no silver, zero silver. And, oh, by the way, you can naked short ETF shares. So everybody who thinks they have an ounce of silver because they bought a share of SLV, how many people have shorted it, basically negating your investment? Anyway, it goes on and on, but basically, let me read the conclusion. The Silver Users Association opposes the creation of the silver ETF because of the concern that doing so will require the holding of physical silver in allocated accounts, thus removing large amounts of silver from the market. Now, these aren't allocated accounts in silver at SLV. That's the key. There's no obligation for anybody to get any silver in SLV. This is run by the criminal banking cabal, headed by none other than BlackRock, and all the silver is held in the vault of none other than J.P. Morgan. Why aren't these people in jail? Welcome to America. Silver Users Association supports the buying and selling of silver as an investment. Yeah, sure you do. There are already several ways to do so without creating potentially harmful situation in the industry. Yeah, you can go buy 10 ounces from your local dealer. That's what they want you to do. Anyway, crazy, I know, crazy. Jumping over, I want to talk just really fast. I know I talk every day about Theta. I'm screaming about Theta because I know this is going to be one of the biggest cryptocurrencies, if not the number one cryptocurrency, and is right now sitting at 46 on CoinMarketCap. A 10x move from here would right now market cap is 369 million. A 10x move would put it into the top 10. It would put it at number 9 within the cryptocurrencies. I hate to say it's going to happen before the end of the year, but it could. It could easily go to $4 by the end of the year. It is the unsung hero of cryptocurrencies. And everybody who's in Theta and discovering Theta, you're not fighting the banks. You're not fighting. Yeah, there's manipulation because Binance holds a lot of it, but they're just holding it because they know what it is. And they're rigging absolutely Theta Fuel. Theta Fuel went from like 0.2 cents to 2 cents in 5 days just recently. Completely rigged. But the rigging is going to get harder and harder because if you look at how many people are staking their Theta, we're over 500 million now. And remember, there's only right now, I think it's 870 million Theta circulating out of the billion. 870 circulating, 505 are already locked up. I expect that number to go up, 600, 700 million Theta tokens locked up and mining and staking to earn Theta Fuel. Now you can earn Theta Fuel with a Theta Edge node running on your computer. You don't even have to have Theta. You don't have to have anything. Go to thetatoken.org. I think it's .org. Thetatoken.org. And you can figure out how to do Guardian nodes, all that stuff. It's right all there. All there. Go check it out. And learn about it. Because literally, this could change your stars as well. Right now, what would I invest in, silver or Theta? Depends what I had. I think in the long run, Theta is going to do better than silver. But in the short run, at the end of manipulation, and we're talking, I'm not saying one's going to double and one's going to triple. I mean, one's going to go up by 1,000, the other will go up by 5,000. That's what we're talking about. But silver right now, silver in the short term between now and the end of the year is a no-brainer of no-brainers. Again, we're talking about the end of 150 years of silver price manipulation. This is a battle I've been fighting for 20 years. This is a spiritual battle, a spiritual war, and it's a monetary war. It's a war against the good guys and bad guys, the pedophiles and those who want to take them out. Everything is riding on silver, and silver's already won. Silver's going to bowl over everybody and everything. It's the destroyer. Anyway, that's all I got for you right now. I know it's been a long one. Join the private road. I'm doing another sit down with Jenny Moonstone today. I'll be posting something for the private road members tomorrow. Of course, we'll be talking about silver, gold in the Grand Canyon, a bunch of other things. Hit subscribe today. Go to roadtoruta.com. Hit subscribe today. I am giving out 50 Theta and 50 Theta Fuel with every subscription, 1 year subscription. 50 Theta, 50 Theta Fuel. Yes, this is the token that Michelle White said will go to at least $1,000, probably $2,000, $3,000 per token. You could say I'm giving away $50,000. If I'm giving away 50 Theta, is it 50,000? I don't know. I'm just saying Michelle's the best psychic in America. She won the contest. She won the contest. It was like the Brady Bunch. If you ever saw the Brady Bunch where they got into the music stuff and Greg was going to be the lead singer and they were going to call him Johnny Bravo, and they said at the end it was like, well, why'd you pick me if you didn't like me? And they said, well, he fit the suit. It's like this Spanish suit. He had to be there. He fit the suit. Michelle White Dove actually won the America's Greatest Psychic. So, yeah, I think absolutely I can give you 10 ways till Sunday how Theta is going to hit $1,000 per token. And I'm giving it away, 50 of them away on a paper wallet, mailed to your front door for 1 year subscription. Or renewal. You can renew as many times as you like. Anyway, this is Bix Weir, roadtour.com. I'll talk to you later.